So today we're going to do E2. That's the back side of that first page. And then tomorrow we'll do E3. Tomorrow in class you will also be getting a formative assessment, but that is going to be your Friday independent learning day assignment. Okay? So we're not going to take time out of class tomorrow to do that, and we probably won't hand it out until the end of class so that you don't have any class time to do that. Okay? So just so you know on that. All right? Then if you need some help, you should be in the resource center or in your resource or asking questions in class and all that fun stuff, because this stuff is all going to build on itself, and when we get to the second semester, then we're going to take it into more Algebra 1 type concepts. Okay? So, with that being said, here is your warm-up for E2. Remember that the warm-up is off to the side on the upper right-hand corner. Complete this warm-up, please. So today we're going to go around the room and we're going to answer questions. Okay? This is challenge by choice. You can pass if you want, okay? But in order for you to pass, it's going to probably require a second question, just so you know. Okay? All right? So we're going to start with first step in this one. Combine, because our first step is distribute, but there's no parentheses, right? Yep, so there's no parentheses, so we can skip that. Step 2, clear fractions. We're not quite there yet, because we only have one. The clear fractions is when we have multiple fractions, so we skip that one too. Okay, so then we're on step 3, which is combine our like terms. Okay, we're going to combine those two, right? Or those two, the 5 and the 6. What are the 5 and the 6 combined to be? -1. Yep. See, Adrian, if you were sitting in your seat, he couldn't do that.
Bro, he could.
No, he couldn't.
I don't know where I sit.
Yeah, right here is where you're supposed to sit. And so he can't come up behind you because there's another desk right there.
Hey.
See, if you were sitting in your seat, you wouldn't have that
He was
problem.
on my side.
Okay. What would our next step be? Add 1 to both sides? Yep, exactly. We're going to add 1 to both sides. Okay. Our next step down, step number 4, is adding and subtracting to clear all that stuff. And then that cancels out there. This gives me 8 over there. And this gives me D over 2. Okay, love it. How are we going to clear that? 5 by 2. Yep, we're going to multiply both sides by 2. This actually isn't the clearing the fraction step, but this is just the multiplying or dividing step that was step number 5. We're going to multiply by 2. Cancels that out there. Leaves me with D equals what? Yeah, sir. What does D equal? 2 times 8.
Okay.
16. See, if you were paying attention and following along with this, then you would know that we're doing this 8 times 2, right? Okay? All right? Done. Now that we got it done, what should we really, really, really do? We should check our work. So we're going to have to plug 16 back in where D was. Okay? So 16 divided by 2. 8, 10, 78 plus 5. I'm not talking to you right now. 78 plus 5. 13. 13 minus 6, 70. 7. And is 7 equal to 7? Yeah. Logan, what can we do now? Now that we've checked our work, we've done our work, we've checked our work, what can we do now? We circle, we brag about our work. Yep, exactly. We brag about our work. We could even put a couple of stars next to our work if we really, really, really wanted to.
Mr. Linsmeyer, when you say a couple, how many is that? I don't know if these kids know these.
Couple?
A couple? Does anyone know how many a couple is? Two.
Couple is two. Yeah. So we'll put a couple couples.
Couple. What's a few?
A few is at least three. Three or more. Until you get into a boatload. Then you got a lot.
That just means a lot. There's a couple other terms for that too, but
Mm-hmm.
boatload is probably the school appropriate one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody good on that? Yeah, love it. All right. So I saw a lot of you already filling these in. So let's go back to them because we just actually worked through them. Wyatt, what was step number 1? That is distribute to clear any parentheses. Yep, we want to clear any parentheses with that. Danny, you probably don't remember step number 2 because you weren't here yesterday, and that's when we got step number 2. So I'm going to let you go with step number 3. Okay? You remember what step number 3 was? Nope, that was this distribute one. Remember? Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Dylan, do you remember step 2 from yesterday? That was the new one that we added yesterday. We're going to clear any and all fractions. Yep. We're going to clear fractions. That's our new one. And remember, that's if we have more than one fraction. Okay? That's the only time that we use that step, is if we have more than one fraction in it. Okay? Alright? Step 3. Combine like terms. Yep, exactly. Combine all of our like terms. And refreshing our memories, what is, Chloe, what makes a term like terms? No, what makes them? Like, what are the 2 classifications that make 2 terms alike? Do you remember, Tom? The variable, you gotta have the same variable, right? And the exponent on that variable has to be the same too. Okay? So that's what makes like terms. And Jaden, what about just numbers that don't have variables? Are they like terms? Yeah, they're always like terms, right? Yep, those are always like, if we go back a slide here, like this, what I'm talking about is the 5 and the 6. They're always alike because they don't have variables. So we can always combine those. Okay? Will, we're on to step 4. Add and subtract. Yep, we're going to clear any addition and subtraction. Adrian's last step, actually second to last step. Step number 5. Nope. Multiply and divide. Okay? Multiplying and dividing. Now I'll open this one up for everybody. What really is our last step number 6? We gotta check our work. Okay? We gotta check our work to hopefully make us be happy. Okay? What happens if we check our work and we don't get like in our warm up we got 7 equals 7? What if we got 19 equals 7? We did something wrong in our problem. Yep. We either did something wrong in our problem or we did something wrong in our check. So we should go back and redo it and make sure. Okay? All right. Sounds great. Oh, here we go. Oh, there we went. There we are. Okay. All right. Ashley, do you know that there's 4 options for you at the start of this problem? Do you know that? Okay. All right. Really, can you give me one of the options to do at the start of this problem? You give me one, I'll give you the other 3. Okay, so like, what do you mean you can choose which side to do? Okay, gotcha. So like you can make the left side be where all your variables are. Okay, so if that was the case, how would you do that? If you want to say, let's say you chose left side where you want the variables to end up, what would you do first? Subtract 10x on both sides? Okay, that's one option. We could subtract 10x on both sides, right? Another option is we could add 3 to both sides. Another option is we could subtract 2x from both sides. And another option is we could subtract 3 from both sides, right? So we got 4 options, and I don't care which option you choose. Okay? It doesn't matter to me which option you choose. The only thing that's going to be different is if you choose to subtract 10x from both sides, and you choose to subtract 3 from both sides, your next step is going to look different. But you're on the same path to get there. Okay? In my upper level classes, I always say there's many ways to get from Wausau West High School to Mosinee. Okay? There's fast ways, we could jump on the freeway and take that. There's slow ways where we could go, down to Rib Mountain and then go around and cut down K
That's slow.
That's a slow way. There's even slower ways where you could go out to Marathon and then cut down 107 and then come in on 153. And, you know what I mean? All are going to get you there. It's just some of them are faster than the others. Okay? Right? So which one did you want to do? Subtract 10x from both sides still?
You say minus 2x or?
Okay, you really care? How about because 2x is smaller, let's subtract 2x from both sides. But again, you get to choose. Math is all about choices. You get to choose which way you want to go. If I do that, then this 2x cancels itself out. 10x minus 2x. Why is it 10x minus 2x? 8x. Yes. Oh. Floppy thing on my bracelet. 8x. Then we're still going to have minus 3. And that's still going to equal just positive 3. Now, okay? Gasser, back to you. What's our next step?
No. Wait. The other stuff.
8x minus 3 equals 3.
3. Yeah, so what's our next step? It sounded like you said multiply. Like you were trying to do 2 different things at once. So do you remember at the top of the page, we've got 5 steps written down? Did you write them down?
Yeah.
Okay. So do you see any parentheses? Look it out of your way so you can see. Do you see any parentheses? Okay, so step 1's done. Do you see any fractions? Step 2's done. Have we combined all the like terms? Yep. Step 3's done. So what's step 4? Add or subtract, right? Okay, so we subtracted 2x from both sides. Now what do we need to do? Add 3 to both sides, right? Okay.
Our 8x is on the left, so we want it by itself. So we need to move the minus 3. So we always do the opposite.
Yeah. Okay.
That's right.
Good thing we just woke you up. Okay. So then we get 8x on the left side, and that's going to equal 3 plus 3, Princeton. 6. Okay. Princeton, since he stole your question, you get a bonus question.
What?
You're done now. Okay? Princeton, what would be our next step? Divide both sides by 8, right? Okay. And so that's going to give me x equals, now, do I like 6/8? Why not? You can divide both of them by 2. Yep, all right. So right away I can see this, and because I write out my work, and we show all of our work all the time, we can see this right away, that we can divide here by 2, and we can divide there by 2. 6 divided by 2, Jesse? 4 or 8, I gave it away. I was going to say 4 divided by 2, but I wanted to say 8 divided by 2 is 4. So we get 3/4.
And anytime you have even numbers, like 2, 4, 6, 8, you can always divide by 2.
And I've been through my work. Shoot.
I know, but that's another reason. That's like reason 784 that I made you show your work. I know you could have, but it still would have been wrong. Okay, all right. Nora, are we ready to do numbers 2 and 3 by ourselves? Yeah? Okay, let's do 2 and 3 by yourselves now. Go for it. Nora, I think, no, you were at Latcha because you had said you answered the question. We can on our own. Latcha, first step in number 2. You have 4 choices. Subtract 1x from both sides. Okay. So we're going to subtract 1x from both sides. And then that means that's going to go away. 5x, Latcha, minus 1x. 4x, yep. So we're at 4x plus 7 equals 7. Okay, Danny, next step. We want to get the x by itself. So that means we got to move that, right? How am I going to move that? Subtract 7 from both sides? Yep, exactly. Subtract 7 from both sides. And that means that goes away. That leaves me with 4x equals 7 minus 7. 0. 4x equals 0. Okay. What? Divide by 4 on both sides. And I get x equals what way? 0. Yep. 0 divided by anything is 0.
So, Greg, can we do that right next to that? Can we do if you minus 7 first?
Oh,
I think some
sure.
people get stuck
Sure.
with the 5x equals 7.
Sure, we can restart this at 5x plus 7 equals x plus 7. And if I subtract 7 from the start, because that's one of my options, then this goes away, and then that leaves me with 5x equals, and then this one also goes away. This leaves me with 5x equals x.
Yes. If you have that, that's okay.
That's fine.
We still got to keep working because we have x's on both sides.
Yep, so we got to get the x on the other side, so I'm going to subtract x, or I can subtract 5x, doesn't matter, and then that puts me at that 4x equals 0 step. Divide by 4, still get 0. Okay? We can only have variables on one side. Huh? Oh, check it, 5 times 0? 0 plus 7 is 7. So the left side is equal to 7. 0 is 0. 0 plus 7. Is 7 equal to 7? Oops, that didn't work out for me. Okay. Like it. Ooh. Logan, what do we got to do first? We got to distribute first. Yes. We got to take this 2. And we got to multiply it in there. And then we got to multiply it in there. Okay? 2 times 3x.
Oh.
Not your turn. Logan, 2 times 3x. 6x. 2 times negative 1. Negative 2. Good job.
Make sure you're drawing those arrows, please, because otherwise, many of you forgot to do 2 times negative 1.
Yep, many of you just do this.
Yeah.
Just do that, and that's it.
Yeah, because you're not drawing your arrows, and then you distribute the first step, and then you lose track of what you're doing, and then you make a mistake, and then all your work's wrong, and it makes you feel sad.
Yep.
Just go home and try it.
Stephanie, now you've got 4 options to choose from here. I'll let you pick one of them. Subtract x from both sides. I love that option. I'm excited to be part of this option. That goes away there then. 6x minus x gets me 5x's. Then minus 2 equals -3. Some of us, when I was walking around, we also forgot that negative sign on the 3 when we were getting to this step. Remember that sign comes along with it. Okay? Dom, your next step. +3 from to both sides? So I want to put more stuff on with my x, or do I want to get stuff away from my x? So what are we going to add? Add 2 to both sides. I like that much.
You want to
Much
add
more.
3 to both sides. It's not wrong, but like Mr. Linsmeyer said, if you go into Mosinee, that's like going all the way over to Eau Claire first,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Okay.
coming back.
You're just adding more work for you.
But,
We want to get variables on one side, numbers on the other.
but if you ever get stuck and you need to add 3, then you just gotta keep working. That's okay. Better to keep trying and then stop.
Dom, -3 plus 2. -3 plus 2. Use your number line right there on your desk. Start at -3 plus is which way? Is up, so we got what? -1. Will, next step. Divide everything by 5. Will, is that a reducible fraction? No? No, so then we can just write it as is. X equals -1/5. I like it. I like it a lot. Jaden, I'm going to ask you a question. It's a fraction. Do we want to check it? No? We're just going to go on blind faith? We'll go on blind faith. I'll give it to you. It is -1. Yeah. Good time. Now, I'm looking up at the turn-in baskets, and I'm noticing that there's only 2 sheets that have been turned in yet, which means that we probably have some work that can be done on top of the fact that I'm about to hand out the E2 worksheet. Okay? Now, how many people yesterday saw the special treat at the bottom of the back side? Okay? All right. What was the special treat down there? The answers were down there. So what really are Mrs. Hill and I grading on this homework, or on these homeworks? We're grading the work. Okay? So that's why we have to show all of our work.
Why do you keep looking at me?
Okay? Because you don't show your work.
I am.
You're getting better, I'll give you that.
Yeah, you
Man,
are getting
have to
better.
Chill.
Do you need to go somewhere else right now?
No, you actually make me mad.